Good morning, guys. It's Jay and Joku, and right now I'm getting ready to head out to the gym. It is Monday morning, April 6th. Currently, it's spring break here in New York City, public schools. So, get to have a little time off to rejuvenate, to get the mind and body straight. It's tough out here as an educator, especially here in New York City these days. It feels like you're just going and going and going nonstop, and at least I do. And right now, it just feels good to just have time disconnected from the work. Even though the work is always at the forefront of my thoughts, I won't lie to you. Um, I have to fight to keep uh, the next couple of weeks at bay. We're coming into testing season, and all the work we do throughout the year comes down to this. It comes down to, seeing the proficiency growth of the school. Have we done enough to show the kids are proficient, that we have reached our proficiency expectations for the year? And this is the grind. This is the grind every year, those proficiency scores. And for those of you wondering what do I mean by proficiency scores, it pretty much means how many kids are at grade level, how many kids are actually where they should be based on their age and the grade that they're in. I know some people might be listening to me right now and saying, wait a minute, so all kids have to be at the same level for their grade? And yes, I mean, that is the expectation. But the question is also, how realistic is that? I'll be honest with you, it's very unrealistic, because every child starts off their educational journey at a different place. Some children start off from kindergarten or pre-K right on track. They hit all the growth benchmarkers, going all the way until they get to middle school. Some kids don't, for different reasons. It might be learning disabilities. You might have kids who are coming in from varying countries at different points at that journey from kindergarten to middle school. So their English skills might be different. Their math skills might be different. The overall academic exposure could be different due to socioeconomic reasons, due to a plethora of reasons, but the expectation is that every child is at a certain point. And as you can imagine, it's a challenge. It's tough, because this proficiency score, in some cases, it's amazing. You have schools out there, they do have 90%, 80% of their kids at grade level, and those who are not are almost there, or they might not be even close to it, but for whatever reason. But in most scenarios, the scores are far and apart, especially in low-income environments where there's literally competition nonstop for children between charter schools and public schools and independent schools and Catholic schools and all these entities all fighting for children. And the thing is this: do you think they're fighting for the low proficiency kids, or are they fighting for the best kids? So if you're driving through the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens or any part of New York City, you're going to see billboards for charter schools, billboards from time to time for smaller independent schools, trying to recruit children, and families saying, hey, we are this school and we're offering this amazing environment and programming. And as a parent, you're going to say, I want the best for my child. So I'm going to check out that school right there. I'm going to check out the charter schools and the independent schools, and because I want to make sure my child gets the best education. But in the public schools, what's happening is we don't have the resources or the capabilities that's unified within the school system to say, hey, let's put your school on the billboard. Let's highlight the great things that you're doing at your school for you. No, that is our responsibility. It's my responsibility as a principal of my public school to find ways to put that information out there. I don't have billboard budgets. I don't have TV commercial budgets. I don't have the budget to have my school on the train in one of the ads, in one of the ad spaces saying that MS224, this is what we're doing. So I have to be boots on the ground and talk to people and ask schools to let me come in and talk to their families and talk to their kids and things of that nature, kind of old school. And at the same time competing with the new school, which is the charter schools, and the other schools have the resources to really, sell their schools in a much better way than I can sell mine, especially using, media and technology, such resources like that. Please note, I'm not doing woe is me, because anyone who knows me, I am all about social media and technology. So I do post a lot of content in spaces about my school, making sure, knowing that when you Google, exploration discovery MS224, you will find content. It's not just about the website. It's about literally finding up-to-date activities and events, and you hear from me and what I'm about as a principal, what I'm about as an educator, but also you get to see the school in those spaces. I do things like this. I record and I post. But it's still a challenge, though, because at the end of the day, it's like running for office. You could be the most, well-meaning, public servant, but the person with the, multi-million-dollar budget is more likely going to beat you, I would say, 8 out of 10 times. And this is what it is in education. So I know I just drifted away from my original thought process when I started this video about calming down and, finding my Zen space right now as I am on spring break. But again, these are things that, we have to worry about, So right now, proficiency scores, the state exams for ELA, English Language Arts, and math is right around the corner. And literally, when I get back, I am 2 weeks away. Oh, actually about a week away from, I'll give or take, from the English Language Arts exams for my 6th through 8th graders. And our goal is to push beyond last year's 27% proficiency. We had a slight drop from the previous year, new curriculum and all these other things came in, and it was an adjustment year. So now we're hoping that we've done enough this year to push ourselves closer to 40% proficiency and above. And then with math, same thing. We had a decline again. It was a norming year for our new curriculum and things of that nature for us. A lot of middle schools and secondary schools struggled with the new curriculum. But again, hoping to push up from 14% back to above where we were previously. We were about 21% proficiency. I'm really believing that we can get past 30%. And I know you're hearing these numbers, you're saying, wow, these are pretty low numbers, but this is the game that we play. We want 90%, we want 100%, but we also know that a lot of our kids are coming in, where lower than where they should be. But one of the things that I also am proud to say is that when our kids come to us, regardless of where they are, we do push and show growth. Okay, you might not reach proficiency, which is grade level, but if you were 2 years behind, our goal is to get you to be 1 year behind. If you were 3 years behind, when I'm talking about those years, I'm talking about grade level. So if you're supposed to be in the 6th grade, but we test you and you come into us at the 3rd or 4th grade level, our goal is to get you at minimum a year ahead, if not 2 years. So if you were at 3rd grade level and you're in 6th grade, our goal is to get you to 5th grade. But if we get you to 4th or upper 4th, that's great. We've made a year and a half progress. because any movement we can make is only going to get you closer to proficiency. And also what it does is accelerates your learning. So it's not just remediating you and filling in the gaps. It's really accelerating you so you can catch up much faster. This is the game we play, and I hate to say keep calling it a game, but it's what it feels like. We're constantly in a space where we're trying to do everything we can to make sure that our kids are where they should be, as we move them ready for high school and above. But yeah, so spring break, what am I doing? Beyond talking about work, which I'm going to stop doing right now, I am engaging in taking care of myself. Usually I'm up by 5. Actually, I'm in the gym by 5. I'm up by 4:30 most mornings, and so today I got up. I was up well before 5, but I stayed in bed forcibly until about 6:30, and I got up. Now it's about 7:30, 38 or so, and I'm having my coffee here, and I'm going to then, after this, I'm going to I was going to go to the gym, but it's not. I'm just going to do a walk. So I'm going to walk about an hour, do 30 minutes, 30 minutes one direction, 30 minutes back, get the blood flowing. I might hit the gym later on today, but one of my philosophies is just do something every day. Let the body enjoy movement. And when I go to the gym, there's where I pick up heavy things and really push my joints, my muscles. But a big part of this is just having functional movement every single day. So I'm going to go for a walk, listen to a audiobook. I just purchased the audiobook by his name is last name's Irvin, Nicholas Irvin. He's a former U.S. Army Ranger and sniper who I was listening to a podcast where he shared his experience in combat in Afghanistan. It was heart-wrenching, and I was like, you know what? I want to hear his book. I want to read his book. I don't have to. I'd rather just do audiobooks at this point in time. It's much more efficient as I get through my day. So I want to listen to his book and tap into it. And then after that, I have a class this morning. That's the other thing too. Classes, learning, educating yourself. So I registered for a class today. I'm going to spend, which is almost a whole entire day for 2 days, where I'm just brushing up on some particular skills that I have that I want to make sure I keep honed. And then I might meet up with a friend, maybe 2, for dinner, but just keeping it light. A lot of people travel during breaks, and I'm not a big traveler. It just stresses me out because it's all the things you have to worry about when you're traveling, and right now, especially what's happening with just the airports and the long lines and all this other stuff. And I don't know if it's getting better with the TSA and things of that nature, but I'd rather just keep my stress level down, my blood pressure down. I might be traveling later on in a couple of weeks to go see my brother, but outside of that, this spring break is really about chill time and just centering myself, because when we get back, there's going to be a mad dash to the finish line for the, again, I know I'm talking about work again, but the finish line for the 2025-26 school year. After that, it's about what's next. But yeah, I just wanted to drop a quick video this morning, wishing you guys all that are on break here in New York City, restful, rejuvenating, restorative break. Guys, stop pushing yourself so hard. If you're on break, be on break. Enjoy time with family, enjoy time with yourself, Very, very important, because often we feel like we have to be busy and we create more busy stuff for ourselves, not realizing that we're literally knocking years off of our lives being so busy. Sometimes you just got to stop, go to a park, sit down on the bench, smell the roses, look at the oceans, watch the ducks, I don't know, watch birds, watch leaves grow. It's very, very important you take care of yourself. Y'all, Uche and Joku. Talk to y'all later. Peace.